Welcome back. Bafana sponsors Castle Lager, giving football fans the chance to enjoy the Bafana Legend Experience. Now, what this basically entails is that fans win a bribe for themselves and 20 of their friends. And some of the Bafana legends will also attend the event to mingle with everyone. Mark Williams and MacBeth Sibaya joined one of the winners in Mpumalanga ahead of the Nelson Mandela Challenge last week. We tagged along and got their thoughts on the side and what they need to do to improve ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations.
We haven't played well in a tournament as a country, but with this team and the coach, I do believe that we can go as high as the final. Yeah, because the strategy is there, the plan is there, given the fact that if you see all different games to the qualifiers, you know, it was a different plan every time, and players are flexible, and also the coach is flexible. You know, it doesn't cry about the players who are available or not. You know, it just uses what we have as South Africans.
When it comes to strikers, I always look at consistency. I think that's what we lacked. You see, when I played, you know, I always believed that if I didn't score, I wasn't the happiest person around to be around with. But I made sure I get that positive side in. And I think once I walked onto the field, I was an entertainer. I wanted to make sure the people in the stand sitting looking at me, it's almost like they're watching a movie. They know when I get the ball, something's going to happen. And that's the effect that players as a striker should have. When you get the ball, they can't wait. Over the years, we had lots of strikers come in scoring, but not consistency. So, you know, that is something we lack in South Africa. But I think, you know, Sakes has got time on his hand. Because they're young, he can work with him. I think that's a good part about it. There's no rush. I think it's a growing process.
SuperSport United won the Telkom knockout under the guidance of Gordon Egerson last Saturday. Egerson has mastered coaching in the Premier Soccer League, but the four-time Premiership winning coach was unable to replicate that form in the national team. And we've tried to find out why is it that Egerson is not seemingly the man for all seasons.
Bafana coach Shakes Mashaba is statistically South Africa's most successful national coach. He has won 62% of his 26 matches in charge. His predecessor Gordon Egerson only managed to win 44% of his 32 games in charge. But Egerson's return to the PSL with SuperSport United already has him boasting a new piece of silverware. Last week his side beat Platinum Stars in the final of the Telkom knockout. So why wasn't Egerson successful at national team level when he continues to succeed in domestic competitions?
Gordon Egerson, as we know, is the most successful South African-born coach in the PSL, and he knows the PSL like the back of his hand, whereas international football is much harder than PSL soccer, and if you don't have the right mix of players, you're going to struggle at international level. Let's also look at the fact that Pitso Mosimane also failed with Bafana, but went on to win the league with Sundowns last season. Stuart Baxter also failed with Bafana, went to be successful with Kaizer Chiefs in the PSL. So you have to look at it in that context. You need not only to be a clever coach, but you need the right material at international level, and football works in generations. So sometimes one generation is poorer than the other, and if you don't have the right mix at your particular time, then you're bound to battle.
Despite his failure at national level, some South Africans still feel Egerson is a good coach. There are, however, differing views on why he didn't succeed.
Gordon Egerson is a good coach. Even when he was there in Bafana, he was supposed to give the chance. He was supposed to give the chance to the small boys.
Maybe it's actually not the coach. Maybe it's actually the people he was working with in the team. So maybe that's a reason why he did better in the leagues than in the national team.
Well, I would say that he's a good coach overall, and there isn't any problems with him. It's just that maybe the pressure that he had with coaching a South African, the country's national team, that could have gotten to him. But other than that, he's a good coach, and which is quite obvious right now with what he's doing with SuperSport.
But then with SuperSport now, he's got new, fresh people. That's the reason why most probably he's doing fine.
Shakes Mashaba, by contrast, seems to have the golden touch at national level. He is unbeaten in his third tenure in charge of the national team and is brimming with confidence.
There's no guarantee that Shakes Mashaba will not suffer the same consequences as what Gordon Igeson did, Pitso Masimani did, Stuart Baxter, Carlos Alberto Pereira, Carlos Quiroz, Santana. There's so many of them. So you have to look at what material is available to the coach, and you can't just say that the coach wasn't the right coach for the job and that's why he failed.
Mashaba's first major test will come at the AFCON in Equatorial Guinea in January. While Igeson may have a trophy under his belt, the bigger goal is to guide SuperSport United to their 4th and his 5th league title. But first, he must get them back inside the top 8 on the log. I'm Carvin Goldstone for eShibobo in Durban.
Now, the focus on the African continent in January will shift to the AFCON 2015 in Equatorial Guinea. The draw for that competition took place this week in Malabo, and our own Bafana were thrown into the Lions' den in the group of death with the big boys of Senegal, Ghana, and Africa's #1, Algeria. And I guess, like Stuart Baxter says, if you're going to have a party, then you might as well have a huge party. Let's see what the entire draw panned out like and get the reactions from the coaches as well.
First of all, I was very happy when I heard the name of the city where we are going to play in Malabo. The group is quite tough with Cameroon, the big favorite of this group, and Guinea and Mali. So we have to be ready. Maybe for some of the players of Ivory Coast, the last chance to win something with their country. So it's time.
We are very proud because after 15 years of absence in this competition, we are very proud to play the opening game against the host country. It's a big honor. I think the group is very tough, very unpredictable, and I think it will play on details, and we have to be ready on the 17th.
We had problems during the qualifier, but that doesn't mean anything. Now that we qualify, we have to prepare very well, make sure that we come out of the group.
Exciting challenge because they are great teams, and we just want to compare with them. We just want to play against them and try to do our best. We are here in Malabo. We know it's a good facilities, so that's good news for us too.